What's going on, everybody? Scotty Sailor here, Team Disc and Dad sponsored player. We're out here playing Boone Woods Gold Layout today, doing the Mulligan Challenge to see how many shots it takes me to shoot 18 under. Just a warning, this video was filmed on 2 separate days. During the first day, we had some inclement weather, so I kind of had to fill in a couple holes at a later date. But yeah, hole 1, par 3, 395 feet. Just taking the hyzer over the parking lot, get myself to about 40 feet. Gonna try and can this putt. No warm-ups. Good to hit a 40-footer off the start. Hole 2, 312 feet. Going halo wraith forehand through this left gap here. You could also go hyzer around the right. I just find this filters to the basket better, but I turned this over a little bit and end up going way long. Gonna burn a mulligan here. Learn from my mistake. Try to put this on hyzer. I wish I could prove this to you guys, but I didn't have a catch cam with me today. But this hit the band. See, it hits it right there. You can't really see it, but I'm looking over at one's tee pad for the guys that are over there, and they were kind of freaking out, seeing as they just hit the band right in front of them. But we have a right to left wind here. I tend to favor straddle putts in these kinds of situations. Just get a little bit of better angle control, because if I do a normal stagger putt, I tend to sail it and end up connected on the first one. So I burned one mulligan there. Here we are, hole 3, going back to the forehand halo wraith here. And you'll see, for the first of many times in this video, I'm going to get lucky. I'd throw it straight into the ground, get an anti-skip right up the circle's edge, believe it or not. Wind's kind of calmed down at this point, so I go for the normal putt and end up hitting it first try. Kind of surprised in myself, glad that I made that. Hole 4, 319 feet now. Downhill. I was told I should probably start throwing a zone on this hole as opposed to a driver, so here I am, and you can see it just under my right arm there. I actually skipped off the ground again there, caught some hyzer, and ended up skipping to about 40 feet. You can see an absolute shank of a putt here on the first attempt. I'll go ahead and spoil it for myself because yeah, that wasn't even remotely close. And you're gonna see it here. I am absolutely beside myself that that putt actually went in. I couldn't believe it. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. So now you can really see the wind here. Hole 5, 350 feet uphill, probably playing closer to 380, and this tailwind probably playing closer to 415, 420 feet. Going bottom stamp destroyer on a hyzer, trying to get it to flip up a little bit. I got some good ground action, which made up for the lack of flip I got, but as you can see here, I'm in bullseye, so I decided to go for the real thing here and just do a hand cam putt. And yeah, now we're on to hole 6, 384 feet. This is probably the toughest hole in the course now. And we're just going to see a montage of me grabbing flippier and flippier discs and making nothing happen out of all of them. So bottom stamp destroyer on the first one, Hades on the second one. That disc was probably fine. I just absolutely yanked the shot. Now I'm going H3V2, too much hyzer, never really had a chance, and the absolute ripping tailwind we have here. Now I'm going Starred Valkyrie. This, for those of you that know, got up to the short basket and hit a tree and kicked straight to the basket. You're not going to be able to see it. I'm really bad about standing in the way of my shot still. Here about circle's edge. I ended up draining the first putt, and I'm just so happy I made that. I couldn't believe it. Hole 6, 420 feet, just into a ripping headwind. Here, I'm saying I got called out by a good buddy of mine, Trey Martin, for not throwing my halo wraiths on backhands, just kind of leaving them exclusive to forehands. So I try it here. The headwind kind of turned it over despite throwing it on hyzer. It left me about 40 feet. I decided I don't want to punt that, so I grabbed my other one. I put it on more hyzer, threw it a little more direct. Still flipped up, but ended up getting me to about just inside the circle, so I decided to go for it. Same deal here, right to left tail, or right to left wind. Gonna go for the straddle putt, and this is the face of a man that just knew he absolutely got away with one. Because that putt was horrible out of my hand. And we're on hole 8, 300 feet straight downhill to an elevated basket. I told myself I should probably start throwing backhands again on this hole because, I'm trying to develop some trust in it. And that shot reminded me why I don't throw that here. So my normal play is usually just a driver out wide on a forehand, just kind of let it spike into the ground. So I'm going Halo Wraith here, just get it flat up high and let the wind push it. Goes right above the basket. I'm about 25 feet long here. Going back up at this, and this putt, this camera angle doesn't really do justice for it. That basket is up there. So burned one Luna putt there, and you're about to see why I don't normally straddle or stagger putt. Yeah, that was just terrible. So now you're going to see my absolute cheat code here on these baskets. I'm taking a blow fly. I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to throw it like a baseball. These are pretty cool. I'm talking to the camera about how I do it and whatnot. But you're going to see it just kind of step up to my lie. I played baseball my whole life, so this is pretty comfortable for me. I just step up, throw it dead center, but it chains out. So I burned 3 mulligans there, but I come back and I decide, I kind of want to make this. Second try for the birdie. Now we're on hole 9, par 3, 348 feet. I'm just going to go Halo Wraith Hyzer here. As the righty, that's basically the play if you're a backhand dominant player. Just grab a driver of some sort. It's overstable and just kind of throw it up near this tree that's by the basket and you'll have some type of look. So now we're at about 25 feet here. I was feeling really good with my putts this day. I've been working on them a lot. So I ended up hitting that. Hole 10, par 3, 188 feet. Stepping up with an NV here. I've been struggling a lot with this hole, but really anything on the mound is good. You don't want to be long of the basket or you're just looking at a death putt. But, yeah, we'll take a drop in on this hole. I've not been able to birdie this one in recent rounds, so getting this one today felt pretty good. Hole 11, par 3, 294 feet. To start off here, I'm going with a Halo Wraith. We had a little bit of headwind. So as you're going to see, this gets turned over a lot. And for those of you who know, that's a parking lot back there. And that's also my car that hit. So I know I'm going to stable up a little bit. I go Halo Destroyer here instead. No, I'm going to be a little bit short, but I'm going to bank on my putting here. So I got about 30 foot here downhill. That range felt really good today. Was able to hit that first try. So burn a mulligan there. Now we're on hole 11, par 3, 280 feet. Going DX Rock 3 here. That little bowl that it kind of landed in filters the disc away a little bit more than you kind of realize off the tee. So I left myself at about 33 feet, about circle's edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and burn a couple of putts here, I think. The first one I got a pretty good line read on it where I need to throw it, but just didn't quite get the power on the second one. Then for this third putt, I decided to just completely ignore what I had learned in the previous 2 putts and not throw it anywhere near where I need to. But then I kind of remember what I'm doing on the last putt. So burn 3 mulligans here. Hole 12, par 3, 301 feet. Gonna go Halo Wraith again. I like this forehand turnover through the left gap. I feel like there's a lot less to hit, especially in the winter. You can also go straight shot, but again, I just feel like there's a lot more danger and less twos from that line. So I'm at about 20 feet here. Got a little bit of like a straddle putt around this tree in front of me, but nothing I can't handle. Now we're on hole 14, par 3, 222 feet, going zone. And I don't think Tiger Woods himself or Paul Macbeth, whoever you prefer, could throw a line better than that because that was gorgeous. I sat there for a minute after I threw that in awe of that line. So I've never thrown it any better. So now we're on hole 15, 228 feet. This one's been killing me in recent times. It's really a straight shot with a stable disc. Just kind of let it finish towards the basket. I'm going zone because distance control of the backhand inside of 300 feet isn't my specialty. So I got myself pretty close there. Didn't have to burn a mulligan. Hole 16, 203 feet. This one's a formality for me at this point. I love this hole. It's just a zone for me. Pretty overstable one. Up the gut. I can throw it in the hill next to the basket. No, it'll filter right down. As you can see, I'm not even watching it. A little bit of Michael Johansson-esque there. So yeah, tapping for a 2 there. Hole 17, 254 feet. This one's just been a nightmare for me. I never seem to throw it far enough on this hole, but this time I actually managed to get the distance and leave myself at about 20 feet. It's pretty good formality there. Now I'm going to have to check myself. Earlier I said hole 6 might be the hardest hole in the course. This is definitely the hardest hole in the course now. It's a par 3, 480 feet to finish off with. I'm going Z-Nuke, kind of threw it straight into the ground. Now we're going to go bottom stamp destroyer. I got that high and turned. It's going to finish at about 80, 90 feet. That's not any range I want to be burning mulligans from. So I'm going to go ahead and re-tee again. Going for a Halo Wraith this time because the distance driver supply on my bag is running pretty thin nowadays. So this one hydros before the trees. I kind of figured it'd be closer to about 40 feet, but when I got up there, it was unpleasantly surprised with a 60-footer with just a varying amount of swirling winds. You're gonna see this is gonna take a little while, guys. So every time I come up and down from grabbing my disc, there's a different wind on this putt. The first one I had a left to right wind. This one I had a bit of a head wind off like the right. It was just kind of everywhere. So at this point, I'm kind of chucking discs, just praying that one of them falls in eventually. This time I come back, I've got tailwind on the putt. I feel a lot more comfortable putting in tailwinds. I know about what my putter's going to do. A little less angle controls involved. It's more about keeping the height. So I know if there's ever a time, it's now or never, and drilled it. So I believe in total I used 7 on that hole, bringing my total to 21 mulligans used to shoot 18 down here. It's a lot more than I thought, but yeah, you have days like that. So if you guys enjoyed, please like and comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, let me know what courses to do next. Thanks.